Hey photographers, this video is for you. If you've been a photographer for any amount of time, have you been making these 3 common mistakes? In this video, I'll be breaking down the 3 most common mistakes that photographers make when it comes to managing their business finances and how to fix it. Hi, my name is Katie. I'm a brand photographer based out of Dallas, Texas, and I help newer photographers get their businesses set up right so that they can turn their passion into profits. So in this video, I'm talking about the 3 most common mistakes that photographers make when it comes to their business finances. Now, I know that managing your money is not the most fun thing, and the thing that separates photographers who make it and photographers who don't really comes down to business, because you can have all the gear in the world, but that is not going to make you necessarily a better photographer, or I should say it's not going to make you a more profitable photographer. You'll have a lot of nice gear, but that doesn't mean that you'll be making more money. It's really important to get the business side of things situated and get a system going that works for you. So tell me, have you been making these 3 common mistakes when it comes to your business finances? Most common mistake number 3, overlooking financial planning. Now, I know that probably sounds a little bit like too technical, or what are you talking about? But when it comes to running your photography business, are you forecasting your cash flow? Are you setting up a budget for your expenses? Are you figuring out like what income is coming in, what you can afford, how much you're going to pay yourself? Because yes, if you are running a photography business, then you should also be paying yourself, because otherwise, what are you in this for, right? We want to make money, and it's okay to talk about money. I'm here to normalize talking about your business money. So, are you making the mistake of not taking financial planning into consideration when it comes to your business? At the beginning of every year, at the beginning of every quarter, it's a good idea to refresh and look at your stand in your business when it comes to photo shoots that are booked, your expenses. Are there any expenses that you can cut? Do you have like a slower season, and have you accounted for that if you're a wedding photographer? And depending on where you live in the country, or if you live in another country, the seasonality of the wedding season varies from place to place. I'm based in Texas. I don't shoot weddings anymore, but I will say that busy season is in the fall and in the spring. And while yes, you can have a wedding all year round here in Texas, it is blazing hot in the summer. So I don't want to be outside in the summer. Most common mistake number 2 is ignoring tax obligations. Yes, we're going to talk about taxes. And I know that as soon as, the word tax is uttered, this feeling of dread comes over most people, most photographers, most creatives, because it's one of those things that you're like, oh, I know I have to, but I also don't want to mess it up. Like, oh no, I don't want to get arrested or whatever. So it's really important to save your taxes. And how do you do this? Well, a really easy way to do this is what I typically do is if I get, a payment, an invoice from a client, deduct any expenses out of that, and then I'll also deduct the taxes and move it into a separate account. And I have this really handy tool that I love to use for this purpose, because it helps me keep my estimated quarterly taxes organized and set aside, so I'm not running short. Because the problem that most photographers, creatives, solopreneurs might run into is that they haven't set aside enough taxes, or they might be overpaying, but usually it's the first one where they haven't set enough taxes aside. And when tax time comes, if they haven't been doing estimated tax payments, they are short, and then they end up owing thousands of dollars, and you're like, wait a minute, I wasn't prepared for that. But I mean, who is, right? So it's really important to keep tabs on how much you owe for taxes. And again, that tool is called Found.com. All of its core features are actually free to use, including the estimated taxes feature, which I think is such a game changer for solopreneurs, for photographers, for creatives who are one person operations basically, and it'll help you keep tabs on what you owe, what you can expect to owe, and you don't have to do math. So that's like the best part of it. And then the number one most common mistake that photographers tend to make, especially when they're just starting out, is mixing their personal and business accounts. And or that means that they don't have separated accounts. And this is a huge mistake. If you're running your business like a business, you need to have your business money and your personal money separated. First of all, just for ease of bookkeeping, for ease of like knowing what you can deduct, have as tax deductions, and to know accurately what kind of income is coming in from your business. So that being said, if you don't have a separate business banking account, this is your sign that you need to go set one up. And the awesome thing is that Found.com partners with a bank to give solopreneurs, photographers, creatives access to a free, yes, I said free to use. And what's awesome is that there are no fees, there's no minimums, which makes it great, because I know I used to use one of the big banks whose initials are W&F, and if I didn't run enough transactions to, whatever my business account level was, they would charge me a fee for not using it enough, which, after however much time, that's just more money coming out of your pocket because you're not meeting their standards or whatever. So I highly recommend going to check out Found.com for their resources for bookkeeping, to just keep tabs on income coming in, expenses going out, and being able to track your taxes, estimate taxes in a really easy, non-overwhelming, nice to look at way. And in another video, I'm going to give you a over-the-shoulder screen walkthrough of what Found.com looks like. It's the newest tool that I have found, no pun intended, that offers core foundational tools are free to use. So that means you can open your account with them, you can attach it to, if you already have a business bank account, you can import those transactions. This also means that you could, if you have a QuickBooks account, you could get rid of it, and that thing is like $30 a month or something. In here and use it at its free level. They do have an upgraded Found Plus, which I think is great, depending, if you're more advanced in business and you need some of those other features. But if you are a photographer, a solopreneur, a creative who is a one-person operation, Found.com it's clutch. I hope you found this video was helpful. I'll run back through those 3 mistakes again. And number 3 is not taking into account financial planning. So set up those budgets, look at, forecast your flow, figure out where you might need to book more or book less. Set aside some time for booking in your own personal calendar into your business calendar. I'm going to make another video about that one. Number 2, mistake is ignoring your tax obligations. Please don't ignore your taxes. Please don't hide your head in the sand. Pick up a system that's going to make it easier for you to set aside those taxes. I highly recommend putting them in a different account so that they are there. It's there, so when you need to make your estimated tax payments, you're not freaking out. And number 1 is go right now and separate your personal and business accounts if you haven't already done so. Like, if you're running your business like a business, you need to have a business bank account and you need to have a personal bank account. And when you're ready to pay yourself, you put money from your business account over to your personal account. I used to overcomplicate it for years. I was like, I don't want to do this wrong. But I realized it was much easier than I thought it was. So I hope this video was helpful. If you're looking for more help or an easy way to streamline your finances, go check out Found.com. The link is in the description. Have a great day.